Right, so I've been asked to have a look at this, a Diggro DI10 Smart Sports Watch Fitness Tracker. This isn't quite as involved as fitness trackers you may have seen, where you have to charge them up daily. This is a regular looking watch, as you can see here by the listing on gearbest.com, where it's £16.55. Relatively cheap. If you have a look at some of the bits it can do here, you've got a description with a lovely video. So basically, it's small but complete in every detail. I will remind you of that in a moment when you see it. It's 15 meters waterproof, so you can go swimming with this. It's got a battery life of 8,760 hours, which is basically about a year. So you don't have to worry about charging the thing. It's got a full 12-month standby, and it's got a little button cell, so there's no micro USB cables or any charging stands for this thing. It's just a regular watch. Now it connects to your phone via Bluetooth, and then it will give your phone little bits of information. It will communicate your phone, and it will pop up if you've got a text message, it will beep if you've got a call, and it will beep if you've got a WhatsApp message as well. And here is the very watch in question. Now, first of all, I will say about myself, I am an office worker. I don't tend to have the most powerful, muscly wrists around. I do go to the gym, but sadly, it's perhaps a little large for my frame. You can see the width or the depth of the thing here, if we just focus on it there. It is quite a thick device, and I've got the strap. I like the strap, actually. It's got two teeth poking through it, so there's no chance of this dropping off, and good too, because it's quite a substantial thing. 1.21 inch screen, which you can see, hopefully if I bend my wrist around, you can see here that it's telling me the time. If I catch it in the right light there, hopefully you can see the time. And on the bottom there are three symbols there. One is a remote camera. You can use an app, which is an interesting app. I'll show you on a different video, or screenshots on Cool Smartphone, which is basically a fitness tracking app. Now I'm going to take the watch. I keep saying phone because I get so used to reviewing phones. I'm going to take the watch off now. It's got Bluetooth version 4, and it's you have to download an app called Sport Plus. Now here is the back of the watch. Again, very substantial. Very, very substantial watch. Let's get a bit more focus going on there. So there's the rear panel, and the battery is inside of there. And you can see here, hopefully on the sides, how chunky that is. There's some buttons here to help you navigate around. There's a quick start guide with many different languages in there. You can flick around various options here. There's a mode button, so you can change the way that it looks there. You can hopefully see in this video the screen. So it gives me the day, and it gives me the battery, and it tells me how many steps I've done, or it just kind of flashes up with a step counter, because it is a step counter as well. It tells you how many calories you've burnt on the app, so you can see what's going on. This pulls out here, this crown, so that you can adjust the hands to match, because that isn't done digitally. So you can see how many steps I've done and how many calories I've burnt through. Not a great deal, I can say, because I haven't been wearing this watch much today at all. So it tells me the time there. It tells me the day. And then you click again. It tells me how many steps I've done and how many calories I've burnt. I burnt 1 calorie because I've just literally picked it up. And you can tell how many kilometers you've walked. I've walked 0 kilometers. And you can set alarms over here. So I've got an alarm set for 8 o'clock. That's deactivated. And you've got a stopwatch as well if you've got to do some serious running around. So that's the normal screen that you would see. It's quite understated, the display is at least, but the whole thing is quite a big chunky thing. It is good. It is good in the sense that you can get your text message notifications on here, and you can get your WhatsApp notifications, but it won't display the actual content. It'll just beep and flash the relevant icon on the bottom of the screen here, as you can see these three sort of options on the bottom here. You can do remote shutter, so you can basically take a photo by pressing the relevant button on here, if your camera's maybe propped up on a wall or somewhere else. Overall, apart from the size of the thing, it is rugged. If you're if you've got fairly chunky, muscly arms, and you don't mind a rugged looking phone, this is really quite good. But as you can see, it doesn't need, in my head, it doesn't need to be this thick and this substantial. It's not got a huge amount, it's not got any, sort of pulse, it's got no infrared pulse sensor on there, there's no blood pressure sensor or pulse checking going on here. It's all just solid step counting that it's doing on here. So it doesn't really need to be this thick, there's not a great deal inside of it. However, at least they've done one thing and make it look like a really rugged sports watch. So yeah, I mean, it is only £15 and 66 pence. It's more geared towards a Chinese market. I mean, you can get Twitter and WhatsApp and stuff on there, but the app itself perhaps needs a little bit more sort of European and American apps to be integrated onto it. It's very much geared for the Asian market, but overall, for £15, that is really not too bad at all. It's just very, very chunky.